Okay, so here in human digestive system, let's talk about it from the mouth. Is it a girl or a boy? Okay, so here, red lipstick. Okay, so here, what is it going to be? Yeah, as we know that digestion, it starts from mouth. So here, you know what we will talk about? We will talk about mouth first. Here in mouth, what do we see? We see salivary glands. Mouth. Okay, in mouth, what do we see? There are salivary glands. What do they do? Salivary glands produce saliva. Salivary gland produce saliva. And this saliva contains what? It contains mucus. What does mucus do? Mucus lubricates the food passage. So food bolus can pass through down the throat. Down the throat. What else, you know, it contains? It contains enzyme as well. Which enzyme? That is actually amylase. Amylase is what it is? Carbohydrate enzyme. Carbohydrate enzyme means it works for carbohydrates only. Here, you know, when I'm talking about salivary glands, here you can see these are actually salivary glands in case you are thinking where it is. So mouth, then you know about salivary glands. Okay, and what does it contain? It contains mucus. It contains mucus. And amylase. Now, you know, let's move on down there. Here we will talk about esophagus. Let me change the color so we can understand esophagus. What is esophagus? Esophagus is a tube that connects what? That connects esophagus, sorry, that connects mouth. Esophagus is the tube that connects mouth with the stomach. And in esophagus, what happens? Peristalsis occurs. What is peristalsis? Peristalsis is a wave of muscle contraction. Which muscles I am referring to? Let me tell you here when I'm talking about here, you know, as we see, this is what esophagus. I change the color, green color here. There are two types of muscles. This is called circular muscles. Circular muscles. And here along the length, we will have what? We will have longitudinal muscles. Longitudinal muscles. These both muscles are basically antagonistic pair of muscles. These are what? These are basically, I call it antagonistic. Antagonistic. What does it mean? Antagonistic means they work simultaneously. One contracts, the other one relaxes. After that, we will talk about, so here I fixed it up for esophagus. Okay, here we have mouth. Now we are going ahead down there for the stomach. Here, yes, okay, here we have the stomach. Let me complete the diagram. Here I will have, this is the liver. And further down, I'll have what? This is going to be the small intestine. As you know, we are going further. We are going to talk about it. Yes, okay. And further there, what we will have large intestine as well. We are going to talk about it further. Yeah, so this one, let me connect it here. Yeah. Okay. So now here, let's talk about stomach. Yeah, one more thing also, let me put here, what is that? This is actually pancreas. This is pancreas. So let's talk about stomach first. When I'm talking about stomach is what? Stomach is a muscular bag. What is stomach? Stomach is a muscular bag. I change the blue color. It is a muscular bag which can actually hold it can hold about 1 liter of food, hold about 1 liter of food. And here, walls of stomach, basically, walls of stomach makes gastric juice. We call it what? Gastric juice. This gastric juice basically contains what? It contains pepsin, a protease enzyme, pepsin and HCl, hydrochloric acid. Pepsin, we already know. What is that? Pepsin is the, I write here, pepsin is the protease enzyme. Protease enzyme, and what does it do? This protease enzyme converts proteins into polypeptides. Proteins into polypeptides. And HCl, what does it do? HCl kills bacteria. HCl kills bacteria. Also, it provides optimum pH, provides optimum pH for pepsin. So this is what, yeah, pepsin, PEP. Yeah. This is what, you know, this is happening in the stomach. Now, you know, there is also, you know, a food which is actually called chyme. What is that when I say chyme? CHYME. What is that? Because here food has already become watery in liquid form. So here means what is there? Food plus gastric juice, which actually also contain what? HCl. So this is basically chyme. So this is about stomach that, you know, we have learned just now. Now, you know, we will move on to next, which is actually about pancreas. So let's talk about it. So now, since food, which is already acidic, now it needs to be neutralized. How will it do this? Pancreas, which actually going to produce what? Which is going to produce pancreatic juice. Pancreas produces pancreatic juice. This pancreatic juice contains what? It contains sodium hydrogen carbonate, NaHCO3. What does it do? That neutralizes acidic food, because from the stomach, acidic food is coming. neutralizes acidic food from the stomach. Other than that, what does it contain? It also contains the 3 enzymes. It also contains what? It also contains amylase, lipase, and trypsin. Trypsin, which is the protease enzyme. Yes. So here we are done about pancreas too. Now, let's move on to the other part where, we are talking about here. This is basically liver. So when I say liver, here, you need to know 2 things. So this is liver. And here, you can see what is that. This is basically gallbladder. So let me write here. Here, basically, what will happen? Bile. Bile is there, which will actually be produced by liver and stored by gallbladder. Stored by gallbladder. Where is our gallbladder? As you can see, this is basically gallbladder. And I am referring to, yeah. This is basically what? This is basically gallbladder. I write here GNP, gallbladder. Then, what does this bile do? Most of the students make mistake here, keeping in mind bile does not contain any enzyme. Does not contain any enzyme. So if it does not contain any enzyme, what does it do? Its job is to emulsify. This is the keyword. Emulsify fats. What does it mean? Emulsify fats for what? To increase surface area for lipase action. Okay, to increase surface area for lipase action. When I am talking about, let me draw it here. When I say emulsify fats, what I'm referring. Let's say these are large fat globules. It will convert into small globules. This will be called emulsification. So this is about bile. Now let's talk about small intestine as we are going ahead. Now here in a small intestine, as you can see, there is first part, and then this is first part, and here there is next part, which is actually called ileum. So here the first part, which is actually called duodenum, where all these pancreatic juice, okay, containing all this, it is actually entering with all these enzymes. All this digestion, where it is taking place, it is taking place in duodenum. In ileum, what is going to happen? In ileum, absorption will take place. Absorption of these food molecules. So this is what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about a small intestine. In the next slide, I'll take you in the structure, internal structure of a small intestine, where actually we will talk about villi, which helps it in absorption. Villi, we will go into it. Then, this is about small intestine. Also, let me tell you here, there is pyloric sphincter. This is a muscle. Pyloric sphincter, ring of muscle, basically. Where should I write? Okay, I write a pyloric sphincter, which is actually a ring of muscle. What does it do? It actually helps the food to flow into the small intestine at a time, little by little. Otherwise, it will just simply be flowing in. Okay, so yeah. Then, here next, what do we have? Let me use the other color. Here, what do we have? This, as you can see, this is actually the appendix part. Okay. Here, what is that? Cecum. Here is then, further, this is the section of colon. Here, yeah, this is colon. And here, what we will have? We will have rectum. And finally here, what will we have? This is actually anus. These are all parts of large intestine. The rectum, what will it do? It will store feces. Store feces. And anus, what will happen? Egestion will occur from here, means passing out this feces from the body. So now in the next slide, we will talk more about the internal structure of small intestine, that how does it take part in digestion, in absorption. So yeah, we stop here.